Hello and welcome to this week's Friday Focus. I wanted to talk to you this week about taking responsibility for yourself. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is I've noticed this week with some of my clients and what I've observed from the people around me is that so many of us are blaming how we feel on the situation, or because of another person, or because of what's happening outside of us. And that's kind of how we've been brought up. That's kind of how most of us have been raised, isn't it? We're kind of, you know I certainly heard that, oh, did they make you feel bad? Or, you know, oh, don't say that, that might hurt their feelings. You know, isn't the weather miserable? Like, these are the sentences that we hear all of the time in our society. And we get told constantly by the marketing and by media that drink this drink, it will make you happy. Go on this holiday, have this sort of house, buy this car. All of these external things that are going to make you feel better. But it's never anything outside of you that gives you an internal feeling. So I know this goes against everything you've ever been taught. I know that. And I have a huge amount of compassion if you're experiencing your life at the moment negatively, to be told that you're creating that for yourself. It's a bit of a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? But I want you just to consider for a minute, if you're creating your current experience, that is the most amazing news, because it means that you can make and create a different experience. Because when we're blaming our partner, when we're blaming a situation, when we're blaming an event or a circumstance that we have got no control over, then we feel really powerless in our life. Because if that's the thing that's making us feel, good or bad, then that always either needs to be there if it's a good feeling, or it needs to, that situation or that person needs to change in order for you to feel better. And because we can't control anything outside of us, we feel like we can't control inside of us. Like there's no choice. We don't have an option because that's what's making me feel bad. Therefore, until that changes, I'm never going to feel different. Very, very powerless place to be. And then we find ourselves trying to control other people, trying to get them to change, trying to argue with the situation, trying to blame the supermarkets for having too much chocolate, or trying to blame you know, the husband for what he said, or trying to blame the process. So we never take responsibility for ourselves. We never take responsibility for how we're feeling. Now, I'm not saying that because you create your emotions and your experience, that then that has to be positive. Please don't misunderstand that message. But what I'm saying is, when you take full responsibility for how you feel, because how you feel is being created by a thought that you're having, That thought is the brain's interpretation of the person's words, the person's behaviour, the process, the situation. Your brain is interpreting that, and that interpretation of those thoughts is what's causing you to feel. When you take full responsibility that you are creating that emotion for yourself, now you can feel powerful. Because you don't need to change or control or manipulate the situation or the person or the process, or the fact that there's chocolate bars in abundance in the supermarket. You actually get to decide, okay, that's there, can't control that. How do I want to feel in order to really benefit my life, my health, my experience of this situation? Now you've got something to work with. Now you've got something that you can actually control. And there will be times when that choice is to feel frustrated or angry or sad. It will be the choice to grieve or to feel upset, to feel vulnerable. It will be the choice to experience the desire and the urge for the food and the drink instead of eating it, like you have no choice. Because you always have a choice and you always get to decide. And when you take full responsibility for yourself, how you feel and the actions that you take, now you're powerful. Now you can get to work on creating the health or the body or the life or the business that you want. That is what you can work with. Now, I would love to help you with this. I would love to be able to show you your brain and what's happening in it. Because when you're in your head, you don't see your thoughts as optional. So I was having a conversation with my husband the other day, and as he finished talking, and I said to him, well, like, there's your answer. And I repeated back what he said. And he hadn't even heard his own words. Not because he wasn't listening, he was fully in the moment. But because when it's in your head, you don't see it, you don't hear it. You just experience the sentences as if they're a fact. And that's what I can do for you as your coach. I can show you exactly what's happening in your head, so then you get to start controlling it. But you have to be ready to do that work. You have to want to change. Your desire to change needs to be greater than your desire to stay the same. And that's okay. I'm not saying here that something needs to change. Nothing has gone wrong. But please don't blame or kind of give your power away to not having a choice. Be honest with yourself and know that that choice is to stay how you are, and that's amazing. That's brilliant. That is okay. So much more powerful. So if this resonates with you, and if you're ready to actually start learning what's happening in your head so that you can start to manage it and control it, please get in touch, because I cannot wait to start this journey with you. Have a lovely day. Have an amazing weekend. And maybe I'll speak to you soon.